It started with an email from my late uncle, a man I barely remembered. He was the keeper of an old lighthouse on a remote island far from everything. The message said only one thing: the cabin is yours now, but whatever you do, don't touch the lantern in the attic. When I arrived, the sky was heavy with storms, and the ocean roared like something alive. The cabin leaned toward the wind, its walls creaking like they remembered every scream. Inside, the smell of salt, rust, and old oil. On the table, I found his logbook. At first, it was just notes, weather, tides, passing ships. But the last pages were different. He wrote that the light from the tower started changing color on its own, that something in the fog whispered back. And then his final line: "It's not the sea I've been guiding anymore, it's them." That night, I woke to footsteps above me, slow, dragging. Then came the glow, orange light bleeding through the cracks in the ceiling. The lantern was lit. And then whispers, not one voice, hundreds layered like waves. I climbed the stairs. The attic door was open. The lantern burned, but not with fire. It pulsed like something alive. And in the reflection of its brass, I didn't see my own face. I saw the sea and pale shapes pressing against the glass from the other side. The logbook downstairs flipped open by itself. The wind turned one last page. If you see the light, don't look into it. It remembers you.
They sent me to inspect an old lighthouse on the northern coast, abandoned for decades, surrounded by cliffs and fog. Locals called it the Lighthouse of the Blind Shore. No one could explain why. I arrived at dusk. The wind howled through the cracks of the tower, carrying the smell of salt and rust. Inside, everything was still. Dusty equipment, a broken lantern, and the echo of waves below. On the first floor, I found a logbook on the table. The last entry was written in trembling handwriting: November, storm approaching. Do not let the light die before the keeper returns. The signature was smudged, like the ink refused to dry. I climbed the spiral staircase. Each step creaked as if the tower remembered me, or someone like me, long ago. On the walls, strange marks were carved into the paint. Numbers, coordinates, and short lines of prayers mixed with warnings. At the top, the lantern room was intact. A chair stood near the window, facing the sea. The lamp glass was cracked, and on it, scratched deep into the surface, I read, "He waits for the light." Then came the sound, a deep, endless hum rising from beneath the waves. The air turned heavy, and for a second, it felt like the tower itself was breathing. When I turned toward the window, I saw a man standing in the fog outside, his face white, eyes closed, seawater dripping from his mouth. He didn't move. He just stared at the lantern. And then, without warning, the beacon lit up on its own.
light cut through the fog, and the figure vanished. I ran down the stairs, but when I reached the ground floor, the logbook was open again. And this time, a new line had been written in fresh ink. Do not let the light die. Now, it's your turn.